what it do, and what the business is. Welcome to the Phalosmode show. I am your host with the most, West Coast. We're going to talk about it today. The very first time I encountered and met Nipsey Hussle. All right. I met Nipsey Hussle through a photographer by the name of Dexter Brown of Buttervision Entertainment. Uh, Dexter Brown used to shoot the stars. I'm talking about from everybody, from ball players to actresses to actors to rappers. If you was from LA and you was in LA and you was trying to get that professional touch and that real shit, you would come to Dexter Brown, Buttervision. Shout out to Dexter. He moved from Trinidad. Dexter used to stay right there off of Slauson and Renpaw. At this time, my group was called the Himalayas, Bambino and Phalosmode. I'm Phalosmode. Um, Bambino's father and his uncle had a burger stand called BG Burger right there on Slauson and Renpaw, right across the street from Buddha Market. So we used to have our Himalaya posters up in there and all of that. So one day I'm in the car, rest in peace to my OG, the homeboy, rest in peace to Big Sherlock, OG Sherlock for all the 60s. I'm in the car with Sherlock, and so he was telling me about Nipsey and all of that. I already knew about Nipsey. I've heard about Nipsey at the time. And so we were on Crenshaw and Slauson. And so we go into the store. This is before the marathon. I just want to let everybody know that I'm older, so this is before the marathon. Y'all probably young, and you know what I'm saying. When there used to be Slauson Tees, that's when I was introduced to Nipsey. It's when he had Slauson Tees, and it wasn't right there where the marathon was. It was right next door to the marathon, right in between Master Burgers and the marathon. And so when we went in there, I introduced myself. Big Bear Claw was in there. No, Big Bear Claw wasn't there. It was just Nipsey. And so I go and introduce myself. What's up? What's up, G? Phalosmode. He's like, I know who you is, cuz. So I look like, he's like, y'all used to have that BG burger right there on Slauson and Renpaw. We used to go up in there and go eat nights to see y'all poster up in there. I was looking like, damn, this nigga knew about everything. Anything to do with Slauson, anything to do with Slauson and Crenshaw or anything like that in that vicinity, the Crenshaw district, Nipsey knew about it and he knew who you were. So fast forward, you know what I'm saying? That was that day I got the picture with Nip, you know what I'm saying? And he's throwing up, he threw up 60s. I was throwing up West Side. And so we kept in contact from there. And so I would see Nipsey over at Dexter Brown's studio. And all of them used to be over there, Baby Gooch, Rollo Styles, Big Keith, and them everybody used to be over there. And we playing basketball in the back, go back in the back or upstairs. Dexter had a separate where the studio was at, and we used to be up in there recording. And so at this time, I had worked for Big U. And so this is the time when all the shit had popped off with Big U and their father and all that. So I asked Big U, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, man, word on the streets. And that nigga turned around, he looked at you like, what you say, Floss? I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And Big U was like, he had told me what the real was and all the situation. That's why when I say, I've been reading in the comments, people be like, Floss, you still defending Big U? It's not the fact that I'm defending Big U. It's the fact of I'm just speaking on what I saw when I was there. I didn't see any of that. I didn't see none of the stuff. Not saying that it wasn't going on. I just didn't see any of that when I was working there. You know what I'm saying? In reality, I wasn't even supposed to be working there. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Inglewood. So, you know, that's the reason why I looked at Big U differently, because he could have actually been on some other shit with me. The fact that I was from Inglewood. You know what I'm saying? But Big Sherlock got in Big U's ear and let me know and let him know that I was cool. You know, I was supposed to be there for to help the artist development. You know what I'm saying? That's why I encountered Sandman. I was in the car with Sandman like damn near a whole week before the day that he got killed. You know what I'm saying? Sandman had his hair all wild at this time. He was sniffing that shit. fucking a bunch of women, different niggas from different hoods, messing with their girls and shit. He had the black BMW. And the day before Sandman got killed, we were back there in that alley on 43rd and Crenshaw when Big U moved the studio over there by that McDonald's across the street on 43rd and Crenshaw. And we was in that alley and we'd be back there smoking. And Big U came out there and was like, y'all niggas can't be back here smoking. Too much shit has been going on back here in this alley. Niggas be seeing us back there in this alley. Y'all niggas can't be back here smoking, cuz. And you too, Floss Blood. So I'm looking at him like, how the fuck he even know some shit like that? You know what I mean? And because Big Sherlock had told him. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at Big U then. He could have been on some weirdo shit or some funny shit with me then, and he wasn't. So I'm not saying I'm defending Big U, but what I'm saying is when I was working there for Unique Entertainment, I didn't see any of this. And so you know, what I did see though, and what I do feel is that law enforcement is the reason why Nipsey is dead. I feel law enforcement, because of the fact of, even though they was gangsters and they was from rolling 60s, the police and the sheriffs over there, they're at war with the rolling 60s. They keep them busy over there. So they don't like them over there. The sheriffs and the police don't like the rolling 60s. But still in all, Nipsey Hussle and all of them, especially Nipsey, he was a store owner. So if you are a store owner, you should be able to protect your store, you know what I'm saying, and be able to carry an arm. I feel like if the police, what the police was doing was going over there to the marathon anytime that they felt like it and when they could, and they would just show up and start busting people and seeing who got some pistols and who got warrants and who got felonies and all of that. But what I'm saying is he's a store owner, so he should be able to protect his store. And I feel like if he was able to have a pistol to protect his store, Eric Holder wouldn't be able to come do what he did. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like I saw the transition because I lived over there. I saw the transition from niggas over there from rolling 60s selling rocks and selling dope, risking and knocking on the doors of the penitentiary, taking penitentiary chances, to switched from them selling dope to selling t-shirts and sweatshirts for the same exact price. You feel me? So that's a change. If you don't have any crime, then what's the police? What's the use of the police? You feel what I'm saying? And so the police keep a lot of shit going. They keep a lot of things going over there. You know what I'm saying? As well as you know, niggas over there up to shit. They gonna get to the money. The 60s gonna get to the money. You know what I'm saying? And so what that's saying is, I felt like, you know, the shift and the change that Nipsey Hussle had brought to the table is what happened and came to his demise. You know what I mean? I knew the man. I'm not speaking on some shit because everybody just speaking about it and it's a hot topic. I knew the man. I would speak to him over the phone. He would tell me shit. I would tell him shit. I would hook him up with producers like Mark Sparks. When I would go out there to North Carolina, you know what I'm saying, to go see Mark Sparks, he like, I know Nip, cuz, call Nip. Nip jump on the phone, and I would speak to Nip. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to his brother, Black Sam. I know it ain't easy, brother. I know it ain't easy, but you know what I'm saying? Black Sam is a strong individual. He is, because I'd have been lost it by this time. But what good is doing that? He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Carrying on the dream. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Black Sam. And I'm just saying, like, shout out to Renpaw too. Shout out to Cuzzy Capone. Shout out to all the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? All his hope and all Nipsey and all his niggas. Rest in peace to Nipsey and all his niggas. You know, he left the blueprint. He left the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? He was a banger. He was a banger, but that's not all he was. He was articulate, smart. You know what I'm saying? A genius. I feel like he was a genius to what he was about to do. It's not what he was doing, really. It was what he was about to do. You know what I mean? The fact of the only nigga I knew that could just wear red like that and get accepted in neighborhoods where normally they out there peeling motherfuckers. They out there peeling people's cap. But these enemies that were supposed to be a so-called enemies, they seen like, damn, So that lets you know that all it takes is one individual to step forward and ignore all the bullshit and step forward and not be afraid to speak your mind and to do something different to bridge the gaps. You feel me? If y'all feeling what I'm saying, y'all hit that subscribe. I need my subscribers up. You know what I mean? And another thing I would like to say, shout out to Lauren London. Shout out to you, Queen. I know it ain't easy, and it stay not being easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure when all this shit happened, when she got with Nipsey, she never thought that she would probably feel the way that she feels. You know what I'm saying? Or it would affect her life as much as it did. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to Nip. Shout out to Lauren. Shout out to all of the Crenshaw District. Phalosmode the Dawn. Y'all hit the subscribe and that like and some shares button. We'll see you for Leah and Nia.